is often misunderstood. Something that, on the surface, appears harmless, even beneficial, but beneath it lies a deeper issue that affects our mental and emotional well-being in profound ways. As you guessed by the title of this video, I'm talking about toxic positivity. The notion that no matter how difficult or painful a situation might be, we must always maintain an unwaveringly positive outlook. Now, at first glance, positivity seems like an admirable goal. We're encouraged to look on the bright side, to find silver linings, and to push forward with optimism. In moderation, these attitudes can indeed be helpful. They can offer us hope in difficult times, inspire resilience, and motivate us to overcome obstacles. But when positivity is enforced to the exclusion of all other emotions, it becomes toxic. It turns into a form of emotional suppression that denies the complexity of human experience and can ultimately do much more harm than good. Toxic positivity manifests in many ways, sometimes subtle, sometimes overtly. It appears in well-meaning phrases like, just stay positive, everything happens for a reason, or hey, it could be worse. These statements, while often intended to provide comfort, can instead invalidate genuine feelings of pain, sadness, or frustration. They suggest that any negative emotions we experience are not only unnecessary, but also unacceptable, as though feeling anything other than happiness is some sort of personal failure. The truth is, life is filled with a range of emotions, and each one serves a purpose. Sadness allows us to process loss. Anger helps us to recognize injustice. Fear can alert us to danger. By dismissing these emotions in favor of forced positivity, we deny ourselves the opportunity to fully experience and understand our own lives. We end up bottling up our true feelings, which can lead to deeper emotional distress, anxiety, and even physical symptoms like fatigue or tension. Toxic positivity can also create an unrealistic standard of emotional well-being, making people feel inadequate when they struggle with difficult emotions. Social media has played a significant role in perpetuating this issue. Platforms are flooded with carefully curated content that presents an image of constant happiness, success, and fulfillment. The message is clear. To be successful, to be loved, to be admired, you need to be perpetually happy. This distorted toxic positivity can be particularly harmful in relationships, whether it's among friends, family, or partners. The pressure to always appear cheerful can prevent meaningful connection. If someone confides in a loved one about their struggles and is met with dismissive positivity, they may feel unsupported and misunderstood. Over time, this can erode trust and create distance, making it harder to seek help when it's truly needed. I think one of the most damaging aspects of toxic positivity is its impact on mental health. For individuals dealing with depression, anxiety, grief, or trauma, being told to simply look on the bright side can feel dismissive and isolating. It suggests that their pain is a choice, something they could simply will away if only they tried hard enough. This mindset can deepen feelings of shame and self-blame, making it even more difficult for individuals to seek the support they need. In reality, healing and personal growth require a willingness to sit with discomfort, to acknowledge pain, and to work through it in a healthy way. True resilience isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about facing challenges head on, allowing ourselves to feel, and finding constructive ways to cope. Authentic positivity comes from a place of acceptance. Acceptance of both the good and the bad, the joyful and the painful, the successes and the failures. The cultural obsession with positivity has also influenced the way we approach self-improvement and personal development. Many self-help messages focus exclusively on cultivating happiness and eliminating negativity, often overlooking the importance of self-compassion, vulnerability, and introspection. Real growth comes from acknowledging our struggles, not avoiding them. It's about recognizing that life isn't always easy and that it's okay to seek help, to admit when things are tough, and it's okay to take time to heal. As we reflect on the impact of toxic positivity, it's important to consider how we can foster a healthier, more balanced approach to emotional well-being. This means allowing space for all emotions, validating our own experiences and those of others, and embracing the idea that it's okay not to be okay all the time. There is strength in vulnerability. When we allow ourselves to be honest about our struggles, we create opportunities for deeper connection and support. We give ourselves permission to be human, to embrace life in all its complexity, and to find genuine, lasting happiness, not the forced ourselves to hardship. It's about acknowledging our experiences honestly and without judgment. It requires us to develop a deeper awareness of our emotions, to recognize them as valid responses to life's complexities, and to give ourselves the grace to feel without guilt or pressure to conform to an unrealistic ideal of constant happiness. One step we can take in breaking free from toxic positivity is cultivating emotional intelligence. This means developing the ability to identify, understand, and manage our emotions in a healthy way. Emotional intelligence allows us to navigate difficult situations with clarity and resilience, rather than masking our feelings behind a forced smile. It encourages us to ask ourselves important questions. What am I really feeling right now? Why do I feel this way? What can I do to support myself through this? These reflective questions allow us to process our emotions rather than to suppress them. Equally important is fostering a culture of emotional honesty in our relationships. Whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues, we need to create spaces where people feel safe to express their true feelings without fear or judgment or dismissal. Instead of offering conversations about mental health, encouraging realistic goal setting, and recognizing that productivity ebbs and flows based on various life circumstances. When employees feel seen and supported, they're more likely to contribute authentically and to perform at their best. At an individual level, practicing self-compassion is essential in counteracting toxic positivity. As I've covered before, self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. It means recognizing that it's okay to struggle, that mistakes are a part of growth, and that our worth isn't determined by our ability to maintain a positive facade. Instead of berating ourselves for feeling down or overwhelmed, we can gently remind ourselves that these emotions are natural and that healing takes time. Another aspect of navigating life authentically is learning to set boundaries with positivity. While it is important to maintain hope and optimism, don't think it isn't, it's equally important to recognize when positivity is being used as a tool to dismiss or minimize real challenges. We can empower ourselves to push back against toxic positivity by speaking up when we feel unheard, by expressing our emotions in healthy ways, and by surrounding ourselves with people who allow us to be our true selves, flaws and all. Ultimately, the journey away from toxic positivity and toward emotional authenticity is one that requires patience